7 up in the sky and another one south of Dallas. I'm looking at it firsthand and I know if ands or buts about it. Got the dry you in, smooth the sand. Take a look, you look again. Thing the town's talking about. There ain't a pickup line for one of a kind, worth a shot, worth a try. So baby, won't you hear me out? Your picture perfect, you don't need no framing. You'll be hanging on my mind for don't know how many days. Kind eyes with the killer man smile, the kind I ain't seen around here in a while. Usually don't see work of art in a bar. So girl, in case you didn't know, God painted you pretty and I bet you've got a heart of gold. What's the story with your turquoise ring? I noticed there ain't one on your left hand. And do your favorite days fall in the spring? I can tell the sun's been kissing on your tan. Got that all-hail Southern belle. Think you put me in a spell, girl, I'm singing about. Your picture perfect, you don't need no framing. You'll be hanging on my mind for don't know how many days. Kind eyes with the killer man smile, the kind I ain't seen around here in a while. Usually don't see work of art in a bar. So girl, in case you didn't know, God painted you pretty and I bet you've got a heart of gold. He took a little more time and he was working on you. Is there a hole up in heaven that you fell through? Picture perfect, you don't need no framing. You'll be hanging on my mind for don't know how many days. Kind eyes with the killer man smile, the kind I ain't seen around here in a while. Usually don't see work of art in a bar. So girl, in case you didn't know, God painted you pretty and I bet you've got a heart of gold. Yeah, God painted you pretty and I bet you got a heart of gold. Oh, oh, I bet you got a heart of gold. Whoa.
My apologies. No, is that not my microphone? My apologies. Minor audio issue. That is my main mic line. I guess that's how that is. I guess. Um, how is everybody? Um, it's nice to see you all. It's been a minute. I apologize. I myself am a little anxious. I don't know why.
You've got a hell of a reputation, so here I am patiently waiting for that other shoe, or should I say boot, to drop. I've heard all of the horror stories, your graveyard of girls before me. If you
audio adjustments, give me a momento, please. Thanks. How is that? I'm just testing stuff, sorry. How is that? I'm just testing stuff, sorry. No, it's a little louder. I don't exactly want to be super high on gain, though. I apologize. I think that may be a slight bit better. Although, just give me a moment here. I'm just adjusting audio.
Dirty. How do I say this? Hell hath no fury. You show up and you've got all the right things to say. It's all sunshine and blue skies, but
is that equalized out?
make it rain.
Don't make me
wish I didn't get dressed up.
I don't actually know. I apologize, people. I don't usually really go loud in my ears, so. Minor technical difficulties. I apologize. It's been a minute since I've properly streamed, and I changed some things since last time, so I do apologize, obviously. In terms of audio, I'm just trying to see how it is, obviously. Yeah, I think we're fine. Just give me a moment here. I'm just aligning things. I apologize. Just fixing things on my end. Alright. I'm gonna assume the audio is better now, and that I'm more in line with, like, audio wise. I'm not, I can't exactly tell, but alright, I'm just gonna leave it there. Otherwise, I'll just be doing an infinite feedback loop. Hopefully that's fine. I apologize, y'all. Thank you for minding that questionable content right there. With that. We don't talk about it. Yeah, I think it's somewhat fair. I once again apologize. I'm currently. Okay. Y'all ready, guys? Let's redo this. Welcome, guys. This is a Zynwavez stream. We're playing more Minecraft. I'm working on my nuclear reactor world. Or as I should say, nuclear plant. Nice to see you all again. I apologize for taking like 9 minutes, almost 10 minutes to just adjust audio and stuff. I had to fix some things. I hope you guys can hear me better now. If there's any other audio issues, please let me know. Obviously, I want to sound clear for my videos, as I'm sure that would make sense, obviously. But, yeah, so, anyways. Let's just get into what I was working on. So, I know I obviously didn't talk last stream. I was I'm a little shy, okay? It's not my fault. Hello, other viewer in here. It is nice to see you. Thank you very much for joining. I am Zynwavez. If you do not know me, I am Canadian, and I am a femboy. It is nice to meet you. As I had mentioned before, yeah, I'm currently just working on the actually putting one of the indicators in for reactivity levels, so I can monitor reactivity levels inside the core of the reactor. Is currently what I'm working on. And obviously, you know, I have a little bit of news actually about my Discord server for my Twitch and YouTube. I'm possibly, well, not possibly, I'm gonna finish it and I'm gonna release it to you guys so you guys can join. So you have a community that you can connect with. Obviously, hop on Discord, send me a message, anything. I'm always down to chat. My DMs are always open. And also another thing, go check out my secondary channel, Oh Boys. The handle should be all caps Oh Boys, and it's called Oh Boys Brothers. It is a channel me and my older brother recently just started. There's currently nothing on it. I'm gonna work on posting something to it, obviously. But yeah, eventually I did that as in collaboration with my brother because he knows I have my channel, and he wanted to get into something himself, so I started a collaboration channel with him. And really the main big thing with the collaboration channel I did with my brother is that, well, we love snowmobiling. We're born Canadian. I grew up in the country. He grew up in the country. So we love snowmobiling, small engines, everything. So we grew up watching Sea Boys, all those people, Muskoka Freerider, all Caleb Katareski, all awesome people. So we really have that passion. I love snowmobiling myself. It's a really fun sport, honestly. And it's expensive, yeah, but it is a fun sport. And thank you to the person that's obviously let me much appreciated. Anyways, but yeah, it's just a very nice, calm, chilled, laid back stream just for us to relax and, you know, work on my world. It's always fun to just do.
Just like an old time movie about a ghost from a wishing well, in a castle dark or a fortress strong with chains upon my feet. The story's always in. If you read between the lines, you'll know that I'm just trying to understand the feeling that you lack.
Comment on what kind of music you guys like. I'm not really a problem with genres. I like any kind of music. I'm not picky. It's a nice thing about me. I like really any genre of music, to be honest. The fact I pulled that off is dummy impressive, guys. Dummy impressive. Oh. I did it a second time, y'all. I did it a second time. It's okay. We all do things on accident.
Her name was Anne, and I'll be damned if I recall her face. She left me not knowing what to do. Every highway let me slip away on you. Every highway you've seen better days. The morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. Every highway let me slip away on you.
Then we can bring ourselves over to that indicator and turn that redstone torch off. Much appreciated.
Turning back the pages to the times I love best.
Alright.
I wonder if she'll ever do
I've really only been going I've really only been going indicator by indicator at the moment. But we'll go ahead and start up the reactor just for the fun of it. You just want to test that at least to someone as I would like to. Obviously. Just give me 1 year, I apologize.
Searching through the fragments of my dream shattered sleep.
Well, let's get to starting this thing. So there's actually a few things that I've added since the last time I made this one. I've showed you guys on stream. I've been working on it a decent bit constantly to obviously get it down. So yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and start up the reactor. But yeah. So I don't have everything set up right now, so it's more of a partial system at the moment. But for the things that you have set up, obviously you got to use them to start the reactor. So we'll go ahead and do that. So the first thing I always like to do is just come over here to your WP water pump switch, and we're just gonna go to our water pump 104 dump excess water switch. And I have designed this so give that a little flippy. Nothing should happen because there's not exactly any water in the bottom pool of the reactor at the moment. We have to open up the valve, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So as you can see, we have some WP indicators and things. So we'll just go ahead and start by throwing our panel power on, so WP 106 panel power. Then we can just go ahead and come over to our WP 100 pump valve, and by pressing this button, we'll notice that light lights up, and we get some reactivity in the reactor. So we'll let that die down for a moment. Alright, perfect. Then we can acknowledge that, and that warning indicator will turn off, and as you can see, there is now water in the pool, as indicated by WP 106, that there's water in the pool. So that is very good. We now have water inside of the bottom of the reactor pool. So now what we can start doing is we can actually take our control rods out. So we can come over here, and we have all our P panel acknowledgements. These are just for the control rods. There's some warning panels, and then obviously we have here our control rod sets. So we can go ahead and pull all three sets out. So it'll be the right, the left, and the middle. And by pulling those out, you'll notice we're getting some reactivity inside of the reactor. Now, obviously, this is expected as you are while pulling rods out of the reactor. And you'll notice that our pump valve indicator came on. This is just to indicate that all the rods are pulled out and water has basically subsided and taken the position. So this is just indicating that the pool is now fully filled to the top, and the reactor is pretty much ready to just start globally pulling rods out, and we can start getting the thing going. So obviously we can look over here. We have some panel warnings. Obviously we did just pull reactor rods out, so we can just go ahead and acknowledge these panel warnings. And all we really have to do now is, this isn't necessary, but the main things you have to use at the moment, because I don't have a way to globally insert rods at the moment. I have not done anything for that, so we just have global remove rods. But what we can do is we can use WP104 dump excess water. So by doing that, that'll dump excess water out of the core, basically bringing reactivity up and heating it as per what you would, because it's boiling off, you're removing some of that thing. These are based off of what you would traditionally find in a Chernobyl RBMK 1000 reactor, is kind of how I based them off. So they follow the general principles of the deficient coefficient. But hey, there's always the fun in that, and that's the thing. So obviously, then you have your add excess water, which will spike the reactivity momentarily and then bring your reactivity down, which is obviously exactly like an RBMK style reactor. So what we can go ahead and do now is we can come over here and we can globally remove some rods. So we'll globally remove some rods, and you'll notice the 3 sectors got some reactivity. Now, I don't have all of the panel indicators currently set up, so you're currently only seeing about a quarter of the panel of where reactivity is currently lighting up. But basically, what we're looking at is every time there's movement inside of the core, these indicators will obviously light up, and then you take from the principle basically which one the most quickest lit up, and then you take that and you can deduct that by basically thinking, well, okay, well that's the hottest hot zone in the reactor, and then where there obviously isn't lights on, there's no hot zone. So that's basically the principle we're going by for the indicator. So obviously, like I said, we can just go ahead and keep in globally removing rods. Obviously, we want to just get that reactor up to a good status. I don't necessarily have status indicators set up yet, although I do plan to add some reactivity sort of indicators that'll kind of, the more reactivity goes up on the indicator, the more it'll kind of go up on a bar of some sorts over there. But yeah, we can just kind of keep monitoring. Obviously, we don't have a lot of the systems set up, so we're not seeing most of the things like your reactor statuses, any of your water reserves, auxiliary pumps, any of your pump pressures or anything, turbine pressures. So it's very rudimentary at the moment, but obviously, you know, we're still working on it. It's a very complicated system, so we can continue to just remove, rods globally from the reactor to obviously help get the power up. And I think we're doing pretty decently, so we can go from global and switch over to manual. So what we're going to do is we can just flick on a manual. I only have 2 switches currently set up right now, but if we flick the manual, it'll do actually within that regional sector of that. So it is actually doing something. You can kind of select your hot zone, and it'll do within that general area to heat up that part of the core. So as you can see, we got some reactivity over there, and mainly reactivity over here. This is mainly because of I really only have manual control set up over here. But obviously, we can come here, and we can once again give it in that corner. So you will notice it will actually do a difference. So it is obviously being adjusted. The hotspots are changing, and obviously we're going to use some different parts on the sectors. So as you can see, you got your AL102 panel. So you got your Sector 1. Your Sector 2 and Sector 3. So these would all indicate basically your parts of the reactor. So your middle Sector 2, your left is Sector 3, and your right is Sector 1. So this basically just lets you tell where most of the hot zones are based on general location inside of the core. So obviously what we're going to do is we'll just globally remove rods one more time, and then we're going to just flicker over to global control. So as you notice, we're doing pretty good. The reactor core seems pretty evened out, and then obviously we can switch over to global control. So now once we've switched over to global control on the GC100 panel, we just can kind of wait for this GC101 panel global control to activate. So we can kind of come over here and just look and just kind of look at this indicator over here and just wait. And you'll see all of everything activate when global control comes up, and it inserts and readjusts rods inside the reactor to basically increase or decrease activity. It's a very cool system. So you'll see that global control light flicked on, and we got a reactivity spike, mainly in those middle areas, pulling rods out. You're going to get a lot of that middle activity with global control, because that's really where the reactor is going to try and mitigate and pull rods out. But this is based off of a cycle, so now once you're based in global control, it's just going to sit and kind of maintain whatever reactivity level you were at. So it is very nice. It'll just keep going on a time basis, and then keep going, keep going, keep going. And obviously what we can do, we can actually dump some excess water onto the core if we want. And you'll notice we'll get a reactivity spike. So as you can see, there's some hot zones. We're getting some reactivity spikes because we just dumped obviously some excess water out of the core. So you got some reactivity. And then also the main thing is your pump valve indicator, because we did just bring that level down a bit, and then obviously it refilled itself after. And then, like I said, permanently, we can kind of more permanently kill reactivity by adding excess water to the reactor and really boiling it off. We really want to, but that's not necessarily what we're looking for. But, you know, we could if we wanted to. I'm going to have to cut the stream sadly short here, though. I apologize. I don't mean to cut it short. But thank you guys so much for watching.